A brand new top-of-the-line farm tractor can cost more than the average American house. Not a small garden machine, but the $1 million and the million. So where does all that money actually go? Let's start with the number because it's genuinely hard to believe. A modern high-horsepower row crop tractor, the kind a large farm depends on, is listed anywhere from about $140,000 to over $740,000, depending on size and features. The median home price across much of America sits right inside that range. And that's before you attach a single tool to it. The planter, the sprayer, and the tillage equipment pulled behind the tractor can each add tens or even hundreds of thousands more. Add a combine harvester to the fleet, and one farm can have more money rolling across its fields than most people earn in a lifetime. This is not a luxury purchase. It is the single most important tool on the farm, and its price has climbed far faster than inflation over the last few decades. To understand why, you have to stop thinking of a tractor as a vehicle and start thinking of it as four expensive machines bolted together. The first machine is raw muscle. These tractors produce 200 to over 400 horsepower, enough to drag massive implements through heavy soil all day without stopping. That demands a huge, heavily built engine, a reinforced frame, and a transmission that can deliver enormous torque smoothly at a crawl or at road speed. The hydraulic system alone is a feat of engineering, steering the machine, lifting tools that weigh several tons, and powering attachments all at the same time. Some of these tractors weigh over 20 tons and carry hundreds of gallons of fuel, riding on tires that can be taller than a person. Everything is oversized and built to survive thousands of hours in dust, mud, heat, and constant vibration. Heavy-duty parts, engineered to that standard and produced in relatively small numbers compared to cars, are simply expensive to build. The second machine is an emissions control system that rivals anything on a modern truck. Since 2015, strict rules known as Tier 4 have required off-road diesel engines to slash their soot and nitrogen oxide output. To meet them, manufacturers stacked on layers of technology: exhaust gas recirculation, particulate filters that physically trap soot, and selective catalytic reduction, which sprays a fluid called DEF into the exhaust to neutralize pollutants. All of it is orchestrated by a web of sensors and control computers. This made engines dramatically cleaner, but also more complex and more expensive, raising engine costs by as much as 10% and adding components that are costly to service when they eventually clog or fail. A farmer now has to keep DEF topped up the way you'd keep an eye on fuel. The third machine is the one most people never see: precision guidance. A high-end tractor today can steer itself with astonishing accuracy, following satellite signals corrected by ground stations down to less than an inch. That means rows planted perfectly straight, no wasted overlap, and no seed or fertilizer applied twice. The operator can lift their hands off the wheel while the tractor drives a razor-straight line across a field a mile long, turning itself around at the end and lining up the next pass on its own. Getting that inch-level accuracy often means paying for a correction signal subscription on top of the hardware, so precision itself becomes a recurring cost. Newer models go even further, using arrays of cameras and onboard computers to run with no driver at all, with fully autonomous tillage rolling out around 2026. In effect, you are buying a farm robot that happens to come with a seat. The fourth machine is software. The modern cab looks less like a truck and more like a cockpit, with large touchscreens that map the field, track yields foot by foot, and control nearly every function. A huge share of the tractor's value now lives in code, and that has created one of the most heated conflicts in farming. For years, manufacturers locked their diagnostic software so that only authorized dealers could clear certain faults. A farmer could be stranded in the middle of harvest, the crop waiting in the field, because a sensor threw a code the owner was not allowed to reset. Dealer labor can run $150 to $300 an hour, and a single clogged filter repair can cost hundreds of dollars before parts. That frustration fueled a nationwide right to repair movement, and recent rulings have pushed manufacturers to open access. A shift officials estimate could save farmers billions of dollars. Here's the twist that shows how strange this has become. As new tractors filled up with sensors and software, many farmers quietly went the other way and started hunting for old ones. Simple mechanical tractors built in the 1970s and 80s, with no computers to lock anyone out, have jumped in value, sometimes selling used for more than they cost when new. A well-kept 40-year-old machine can be diagnosed by ear and repaired in a farm shop with basic tools and a manual, no dealer appointment required. For some operations, that independence is worth more than any touchscreen. It's a quiet protest against a world where you can own a machine but not be fully allowed to fix it. So why would anyone spend house money on a machine that sits parked in a shed for half the year? Because the math works. Farm labor is scarce and expensive, and one person in an automated tractor can now cover ground that used to take a whole crew. Precision guidance saves real money on seed, fuel, and fertilizer on every single pass. And spread across thousands of acres, those small savings add up quickly. A machine that plants more accurately, wastes less, and runs more hours with fewer mistakes can pay for itself over its working life and still hold strong value on the used market. Skipping the technology can mean falling behind neighbors who plant faster and waste less. And on thin farming margins, that gap compounds season after season. For a commercial farm, the tractor is not a splurge. It is an investment that quietly lowers the cost of producing every acre of food. So the next time you see a tractor crawling across a field, remember you are not looking at a simple vehicle. You are looking at a powerhouse, an emissions lab, a satellite-guided robot, and a computer, all rolled into one, which is exactly why it can cost as much as a home. Subscribe for more of the hidden economics behind the food you eat.